Welcome back to Double Dose. I'm your host, Daniel.
And I'm your host, Dipesh.
And we're here to take you from Earth to Bing Chiling.
Oh, Bing Chilling.
Chilling.
I love that dude.
So
John Cena.
John Cena. So we were just talking. That's so racist, I feel like.
It's a meme. It's okay.
We were just talking about Thomas the Tank Engine and how gangster that boy was.
And I was asking Daniel because they changed the name from Fat Controller. You can't call him Fat Controller anymore. It's what was it?
Big Controller.
Big Controller. And I was theorizing, do you think there's a big controller behind every train network in the world?
Could be.
Just a unit, dude. And you know what he looks like? He looks like Fisk in Spider-Man.
Yeah. Okay.
Just no neck. Just
and his back of his shirt says
Unit.
Don't call me fat, I'm big.
Yeah.
And then he's
I'm just big boned.
Middle name Unit.
Yeah.
Spec.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Man.
I like that. I like to
All
think
right,
that.
hey, we've hit the 21.
21.
Shh.
Is there an explosion
Big
effect?
explosion.
Is
No,
it?
I'm going to do it in post.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I like
All right,
that.
for those who saw it, it was amazing.
It was huge. It was almost like the same, Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Shit, this is so much bicep. It's just blowing up the screen.
Yeah. They couldn't physically get both biceps on the screen. They had to do them
How
post.
did they, they're so oiled up.
And they're slowly rotating their arms so you're getting the glistening of the bicep.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
They still got you pushing
I
pencils,
think
huh?
Carl Weathers looked incredible back in the day.
Oh, dude, he was a unit.
He's still in pretty good shape.
In Rocky, oh my days. That guy
He looks better than Rocky.
He did.
Yeah.
He was a machine.
He had such a good physique all around.
was.
Like the shapes weren't like,
Just
he's
strong
all
man.
shoulders or something. Yeah, he
Just
looked
strong
amazing.
man.
And it wasn't too grotesquely large. I felt like he was just in real good shape.
He was, like just and he wasn't too lean. You know, that looks... Rocky and, I think it's Rocky 4. Is that the one where he versus the Russian dude?
Yeah. Drago.
He gets way too lean, dude. Like his
Shuffle towards
his
me,
cheeks.
touch.
I'm gonna shuffle in real quick.
Yeah.
He gets a little gaunt in the face. You know,
Who? Apollo
Rocky.
Chubbs. Oh,
Rocky.
Rocky.
Yeah, he gets a little gaunt in the face.
I felt like he looked the
It's
best
so
in like
lean.
number 3 and 4.
Number 4 is too lean. Number 2 and 3 is number 3. Yeah, I think
He just
he's
got better and better until 5.
Wait, is he the trainer in that? I don't know. Yeah, right. Wow, dude.
They have the backyard fist bump.
21.
21. But we did it.
Ding, ding.
We've beaten the statistics.
Yes, we'll fill the listeners in
That
for why
actually know
21
what
is
the-
such an interesting number. I guess we found out recently that statistically most podcasts fail after the 20th episode? Or 21st episode?
So if you reach 21, you've reached the number.
You've reached the number. We're going to keep
Beyond
going.
20 episodes.
441 episodes to go. Let's do it, baby.
do it.
Let's do it.
And it's also because it's 9 plus 10.
What's that? What's 9 plus 10?
21?
You stupid. Daniel,
Yes.
I got something crazy, man.
Tell me.
Did you know after 9/11...
Wow. We're real deep into that shit.
No conspiracy. This is legit.
Yeah.
So it took a little bit of stats before we the great unveiling of what I'm going to tell you, because I never knew about this and I thought this was pretty interesting. It took 8 months to clear 1.6 million tons of rubble, which is just absurd amount. And while excavating, they found a bunch of stuff from the colonial era, like ceramics and shoes and bottles and stuff. Craziest thing they found, dude, under the Twin Towers,
Okay.
a 200-year-old ship.
What?
Yeah. I'll
How
show you
did
some
that get
pictures.
there?
I'll show you some pictures. Check this out. So they
Was it under the
under the structure.
Oh, so it was built on top of the...
It's both built on top of a 200-year-old ship.
Wow.
I mean, 200 years old, not too old. So what they had to do was, one of the, I don't know if it's a archaeologist or a paleontologist that they get on board when excavating crew find any rubble or bones or something like that. I think they have to halt what they do and get professionals to come in to do the little brush,
We's the experts.
do a little tweezers action, do a little brushing, get a bit of hose action, make sure it's nothing valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And this one of these archaeologists, I think she found she noticed that there was a wharf, and then
Wow.
after following it, she realized that there was a whole ship under here. And what they had to do was carefully remove, I think, one of the beams, dry it out in a certain way, and then take a bit of it as a sample, carbon date it, and they found out that the wood is actually not too far from New York. I think it was a place near Boston.
Okay.
I hope I got the geography right.
Yeah.
And back at that time, 200 years ago, that area was known for a lot of carpentry and woodwork.
Interesting. So it was
the area.
Was the ship used or it was just being built, you think?
I think it was used. I guess because I've never been to New York, but the Twin Towers are close to the edge of the water.
I have no good idea.
I mean, we're not Americans, so we can only go off every movie that we ever saw in the 80s and 90s growing up. I think it's near the water, and I guess it would have just been docking, and there would have been several ships. I think they have found ships similar to that underwater.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I thought you were going to come out and be like,
Conspiracy.
aliens, bro.
Building 7 didn't go down. Jet fuel car melt steel beams. So much air in that.
We're going to get copyrighted instantly. We're going to do it so good.
It's so accurate.
No. Yeah, it's
Don't
so
be
accurate.
afraid. I bring you love.
That scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Me and Daniel talked about this recently. That episode of Simpsons just scared the crap out of me. And there was a weird...
It's because of the music.
It was the music. And there was a weird time.
I can remember still watching it the first time and the exact position, the lighting of the house, everything, the lights were on. It was getting kind of dark. And then that comes on and I go, I'm going to have to go to bed soon. And I'm scared.
Because it was this... for me, at least, it was a weird feeling of like... Because there's jokes in between those scenes. And I remember being like, I know this is meant to be funny, but I'm terrified.
Yeah. Because it kept doing it. Every time he'd go to a new location, it was like... It was just like scary tones. X-Files music would happen.
Yeah, dude. X-Files music was intense. And I remember even growing up, the Law and Order... That
scared me.
I used to overhear that while my parents watching it, and that used to freak me out as well.
Yeah, same. It's like
Very
we're
serious.
the same person, I feel like, growing up.
That's why we started the podcast, man.
That's why we do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting, man. Like,
so
how old is that building? And to find
something that old, I wonder what else. Do they find anything else under there pretty unique?
I think it was just like stuff from the colonial time. Like
how cool.
Ceramics and boots and stuff like that.
Goes back to the thing we were saying before about how much history is lost and we don't even know. And this is
dude.
Like they built on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, I find we won't get into this episode because I haven't done my proper digging, but there's I've been seeing a lot of stuff lately online about this whole mud flood theory, and there's a lot of places in the world that you can clearly see they've just built the city on the top of a city that's already been existing, like in Rome and stuff like that.
Yeah. I imagine a lot of Europe would be like that.
A lot of Europe's like that, and
especially a big landmass like that.
Yeah, gonna have to get into that mud flood theory.
Yeah, we will do that another time. But how did you come across this?
How did I come across this? I'm not too sure, actually. I think I was just in the depths of trolling through something interesting to take home, and I think I must have stumbled across it on YouTube, and tried to watch a few videos. I mean, it would have been cool if it was an even older ship, or maybe a ship from far away, but the fact that they have been able to date it to not local, but a couple of states away.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really interesting, especially for such a developed city.
Yeah, it makes you think what else is just under New York alone.
Yeah. Well, I think they have
dinosaurs or so. Who knows?
I think they have found dinosaur. And isn't that the reason why everyone's got the shits that are near the Great Pyramids? They've got the city like built almost like, I think from the KFC, you can eat at a KFC and look at the pyramids at the same time.
Oh, it's super close.
That's so disgusting.
People think that the pyramids themselves, the Great Pyramids, are in the middle of nowhere, and you're seeing it in this great desert area that's untouched to land, but it's like 200 meters behind the pyramids. Is like wall of city,
and they keep
every photo is taken from a point that makes it look like it's not, but then you see it from above and you're like, oh my god, the city is literally like a stone's throw away.
Exactly.
It's so close, and it's just like mass crammed in city. It's really bad.
Yeah, and they keep finding things when they have to like develop the city, which is terrible.
Get the hell off there! What are you doing?
Demolish the whole city and look underneath the city. It's way too close and invaluable to be.
Plus the sand would have covered something for sure.
Oh, there's stuff under there for sure. Why choose that area?
Why build there?
Why build there? That's my.
I feel like it got built years and years and years ago, and they just expanded slowly, and it's gone to the point where it's like right on the cusp of the pyramids, which sucks.
I was trying to do a bit of research into the elongated skulls we were talking about on the last episode, and
Me as a baby.
from what I gathered, yeah, it looks like these elongated skulls are seen all over the world. The best intact skulls we have are from Peru, which are part of the Paracas people of that area, and what they've found is that there's some versions of these people that clearly have been born with this elongated skull, and then they found a bunch of other sub people that have physically manipulated their skull to imitate that.
Yeah, because they can see like the stress fractures.
And they're wondering what was so influential about these people around the world
Interesting.
to want to copy. And it's seen in Asia and everything. And I saw these crazy diagrams. I'll try and bring up some photos for you. I think it was it was happening in China, and what they would do was get a freshly born baby out the womb and immediately start clamping down its head because the bones are so soft and malleable, and they were kind of extruding the head that way. Yeah,
I've seen that. So it's called head binding. I saw a lot of African people doing it. Head binding, and they grow the elongated skull, but they do it as a child because yes, it's malleable.
Yeah, and I guess it was seen a lot in Egypt as well, and this is the photo I remember seeing. How just barbaric does that look?
Yeah, but look at the center there, down one left, that one in the three prong one. Yeah,
I think that's a Native American.
Yeah, okay.
And they're seeing that there as well, and it's just interesting. What was so influential?
They must be doing
people.
something.
And I think a lot of these skulls they're finding, they're these two little holes at the top of the skull, and they were saying that it was for a certain amount of blood and stuff to flow to the top because of just how it was developed.
Holy crap!
There's two little holes at the top of the cranium.
So they think this is different species to human.
Yep.
Do they know did they have a name for it?
They don't. I'll have to go a little bit more of a deeper dive. This was just kind of a little skim over the top, but it's very interesting. And
I wish I could go back and see what the hell was going on. Did these people have telekinetic powers, or did they have huge brains? Because obviously all the brain is gone.
And
you can't see. Did they have a brain twice the size? You don't know.
That would be interesting, man. And
right?
and
or different. Were they growing sections of their brain that had something more to it? Like a dolphin, they got the echolocation.
Yeah.
If we never saw a dolphin's brain, how the hell would you know what it looks like?
Yeah, that's
You'd be
true.
like, oh, this thing's got a tiny brain.
And the image you brought up a couple episodes ago of the dolphin brain in comparison to the human brain was crazy.
It's so much bigger than a human's brain.
It looks so much more complex. It looks like it's been on the roids.
Yeah.
And
it's a crazy different shape.
Yeah,
but
very interesting.
They said that the center for relationships is over 3 times size of our one. So the same part of the body that controls relationships is 3 times larger. So they think that they have some sort of just immense connection to the family. They must have.
Do you think with the increased use of social media, that part of our brain will shrink over next couple of 50 years?
I think it's got to be longer than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think to have genetic impact, it's got to be at least thousands.
Because we're not really connecting.
Well, I think right now we have so many mental health issues because our brains are dictated to do something one way and we're forcing it to do something else with technology. Staring at a screen all day gives you 8 times more likely to develop a mental health disorder versus someone who's outside.
I recently started running, which is very, very strange for me. And that runner's high that people speak about, I'm not the one to exercise. And I have never been a runner. I can't really run that well because I have flat feet. But I have noticed I genuinely do feel really happy after a run. It's incredible.
I feel that way after a workout. I always get the rush and I go, oh, I feel great. I feel like
I usually felt tired after a workout. But for a run, I was like, wow, I feel happy.
Yeah, I get that with a bike ride and it's easier on my joints.
Yeah.
So I find I get the good cardio with that. But the high is a real thing. It's why people do it. But
yeah.
It just shows you so what I think will happen, what you mentioned was that we're seeing a huge increase in mental illness. We're seeing a huge increase of unhappiness around the world. Since industrialization, since 1700s, we've had a big swing into just become one with machines, make more machines, become more disciplined to just work. We're seeing the shift in the other way now since COVID, especially work-life balance. People get happier. it will swing back to the point where I think that people will do a lot more beneficial stuff for their bodies versus just, you do get people who are like mindlessly on their phones, but they they suffer.
They do. It's a shame.
So I think that we're going to see a swing the other way, I think.
I hope so.
And I think it'll balance out because you get ill, like mentally, if you just do the wrong things for your body, especially with like me.
Yeah.
I know mental illness very well. And
well, the fact that I'm feeling happy after a run just shows that like moving your body is like definitely the key. And for those people that can do their career allows them to move constantly, maybe that's why they feel a little bit less stress.
Totally. I agree. And it's very important, I think, that we need to do that. And if you're going to do the things of sitting in front of a desk, you need to be extra mindful and go,
do a little stretch.
Well, I need to do something else other than that.
Yeah.
That's why I try and bike ride and do things every week.
Otherwise, you'll become big controller dude.
Big controller, man.
Yep.
You have a good way of wrapping back up to original stories. I'm very jealous of that fact.
I don't. It just comes naturally. I don't try to do it.
I know. It's a talent. It's amazing. Okay, I got a couple of little things. And I think
let me know.
Just I got one story and a couple of cool facts that I came across today.
Yeah.
So I just want to hit you with them and see what you think. So
show me what you got.
So I found out today your blood makes up almost 10% of your body weight.
10%?
10.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of blood. So I thought it was crazy because
Wow.
I found out when a woman gives birth, her so you get the weight of the baby, which is like 3 kilos or something max.
Yeah.
And you know, some women put on a lot of weight, but they don't actually look different. So we had this girl at work back in the day who used to work with us. She put on 10 kilos. And I said, you look exactly the same. And apparently the blood thickens up in your body to a point where you increase mass so much more than the child, but you look exactly the same.
Wow, that's interesting.
So she put on 10 kilos and she looked identical.
Wow.
There was not one drip of fat on her. She was a very thin woman.
What's the use of the blood thickening for?
No clue. Don't ask me on it. But
I'm going to look into that. That's interesting.
I'm like, oh my God, we're 10% blood.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
So I would think muscle and water.
The water and the muscle. I found out recently a lot of your urine comes from the blood.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's not a sack of pee. A lot of it comes out of your...
It's excreted
blood.
from the blood.
From the blood.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a byproduct. Comes out of the blood.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The water and everything gets absorbed, goes where it needs to go, and then that's a
Excretes
byproduct.
urine.
And I thought that was really strange because
Never really thought about what happens.
yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, we think of like things in our body that are containers for like holding things as like little sacs or bladders, but there probably is just dense and there's just a whole bunch of little like
Things
capillaries and
feeding into it.
holes
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. And
It's
just
not
like
a simple thing.
yeah, it's not literally like a pouch.
Yeah.
We
It's
just
not
like
like one thing
picture of
being
his
dripped
pouch.
through. It doesn't
Yeah.
like it's not like oil and water or something in a car. It doesn't work like
yeah.
that. It's like a whole adapted system that's like pumping all at once into different orifices.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it goes into like, eventually it leads into this one area.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, I just wanted to hit you with that. So
That
I
is
found
cool.
out another thing. I got a couple. Here we go.
Yeah.
Bamboo grows so fast, it's measured in miles per hour.
Miles per hour.
Miles per hour.
So are we talking like over like a season of growth? They have
No.
to just keep lopping it down like
So in one day, it grows 35 inches per day.
How much is
35 inches is like that in a day.
That is crazy.
It's in miles per hour. So, dude, it's moving in miles an hour.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, do other plants grow like at similar rates?
No.
I've
It's
never
got
heard
the
of
Guinness
this.
World Record. So, according to Guinness World Records, it goes at 0.00002 miles per hour, which is like 0.00005 kilometers an hour.
Dude, that is insane.
Dude, that's what I came across about, and I thought this guy will appreciate it.
So
I
do
have
you
never
think, do you
thought
think you could just like
it can grow that
you could
quick.
sit back and watch it, and you would like you could just
Dude,
make a little notch.
if you just sat there and meditated, and it started off at the ground, it'd almost be a meter tall by the end of the day.
That much growth is so noticeable.
It's huge. It'd be like you know how like if you slowly watch something, you can watch for instance, if you look at the sun and you look at it like against a rock and you see a shadow moving, within 10 minutes you can see it move a little bit.
Especially when the sun's setting, you can see it quick.
You can see it moving,
Yeah.
right? You can, especially with shadows.
Yeah.
You can see it that moving that quick with bamboo.
That's insane.
35 inches each day.
That's insane.
How quick is that? That's why it's so heavily used in China.
I mean, that's a very smart thing to do. Imagine that's like almost an endless resource. You just keep, every day you just lop down what you need.
Dude, imagine if it was growing in your backyard and you'd be lopping it down like every week.
Do you
being
think-
like, I can't, it's just growing.
Do you think they've utilized that part of the bamboo
use
and
it
put
as
into other
scaffolding.
things?
They use it as
like the
scaffolding.
actual growth part. Do you think they implemented that in other plants to
I put
get
it in my
rapid
body,
growth?
get my bicep grow.
Yeah. I'll put it in my legs, get a bit taller. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'll
Wow.
be MBA in like 5 minutes at this rate.
I'll be like, whoa.
Stop!
I actually, I remember this fact, and I hope I get it correct because it's a fact that's been sitting around in my mind for a while. It's kind of on the opposite side, which is to understand a nanometer. I remember someone putting it to me that if a seagull were to land on a cruise ship, the ship would sink 1 nanometer. That's how small a nanometer is.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
That's crazy.
That's very, very
Very
little.
minute.
And we're building stuff that works at nanometers.
Yeah.
Computers. They're like 2 nanometer chips.
It's only robots that can work at that level, though. Hey, like nanotech, it's assembled. assembled by hand.
Machines create the technology. We can't physically
Yeah.
do it because you
No one
couldn't
has
even
steady
see
hands.
it.
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
a microscope.
Yeah, that's like all
It's
Apple
crazy.
stuff.
Yeah. So what's it called? There's a reason that they're not going to be able to build any. There's going to be a point where they cannot build machines any smaller.
The plank length.
So they're going to get to the
It's going to be built smaller than time.
So the reason that they cannot keep improving computer tech
Yeah.
is because at forever with the technology that we're using now is because they'll reach a point where they actually cannot build the silicon any smaller. It will reach the atomic level.
It's already close to that.
It's already close to that.
Interesting.
So there's a point where they're not going to be able to push the silicon chip any tinier than it is.
The structures
and they
just
think
doesn't
what's
work.
going to help that is then going to quantum computing.
Wow,
Because
okay.
there's a theory, I cannot remember what the theory is called. Maybe you can Google it. Is machine power, computing power doubling every couple of years, every 5 years it doubles. It's been happening since the invention of a computer.
Moore's law
Yeah,
refers to Gordon Moore's perception that the number of transistors on a microchip doubles every 2 years.
yeah.
Though the cost of computers have halved, Moore's law states that it can expect the speed and capability of our computers to increase every couple of years, and we will pay less for them.
So he theorized since the beginning of computers that yes, the computing power essentially doubles every 2 years, and that's been true since it invented. Has not stopped. He did the law early on. It's pretty interesting to read about that.
Oh, okay.
That it happens. All right, I got another thing. Let's keep it moving.
Let's do it.
The inventor of the Pringles can is buried in one.
What?
Yeah,
Like he's been
he's buried in a Pringles can.
in a big coffin Pringles
In
can, or he's been
1966,
cremated.
Frederick Bauer developed the ingenious idea for Procter and Gamble to uniformly stack chips inside of a can, tossing them in instead of tossing them in a bag. Bauer was so proud of his invention that he wanted to take it to the grave, literally. He communicated his burial wishes to his family, and when he died at 89, his children stopped at Walgreens on the way to the funeral home to buy his burial Pringles can. And they had one decision to make. My siblings and I briefly debated what flavor to use.
Yeah.
Bauer's eldest son, Larry, told Time, but I said, look, we need to use the original. We can only assume he wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Buried inside a Pringles can.
What would be your flavor to be buried in? The green
Gotta
ones?
be
Or
the
is it sour-
OG. Well, I grew
Sour
up
cream?
loving the sour cream and chives.
Me too. The green one's good.
The green one was
I actually
my
hate
jam.
sour cream and chives as a flavor for chips,
Yeah.
but I like the Pringles flavor.
Yeah, they nailed it.
Yeah.
Just stop shrinking it.
So, did they cremate him and put him in it?
Yeah.
Wow.
What a way to go.
That is that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I guess the can was big enough at that time where they could probably fit a bunch of ashes in.
Yes.
Maybe skim off.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Not now.
Now
gotta
you
fit-
probably get half a human in there.
Yeah, that's it. You ain't
But-
fitting that.
and if they got a bit of that,
in his Pringles can.
If they got a bit of that bamboo growth, they ain't fitting. You're going to eat like a whole 24-pack of Pringles
Yeah.
and just portion the person out.
If he saw what the Pringles cans are
Yeah,
like
yeah.
now, he'd be spinning in his Pringles can.
Yeah, dude, I like that. That was like my theory of like what happens if you bring these consumer goods back just to the 80s.
Yeah, people
That'd be
freak
like,
out.
that's funny. Where's the real one?
Okay, yeah. Okay, keep going. If eaten in one meal, 30 to 90 grams of polar bear liver is enough to kill you.
Oh,
You cannot
Why
eat
is that?
polar bear. I think it's too toxic. It's got some sort of chemical in it. Kill you.
do you reckon because of the amount of fish they eat, they got high mercury?
Don't know what it is, but it'll kill you. 30 grams? That's like
That's not much, yeah.
Dude, that's like, you know when you eat a can of tuna?
Mm.
That's like almost 100 grams.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, I guess like if you're hunting in that area where polar bears are,
You
the
just
polar
got
bears
to eat
get
the
you.
meat. Oh, yeah.
The polar bears get you
gone.
instead of the other way around.
They are huge. Biggest bear is the polar bear.
It's crazy. Wow, that's it. That's a small amount to die from. Oh, okay.
Keep it going. In 2002, more people died in the US killed by dogs than sharks in the past 100 years. Just in
Well,
one
say that
year.
again.
In 2002 alone, more people in the US were killed by dogs than sharks in the past 100 years.
Wow. I mean, I know shark attacks aren't that frequent
There's only about 2 a year.
in America.
I think the whole world.
Dogs.
Oh, dogs are very common.
Yeah, right. Oh, wow. Do you think
Sharks are-
is it rabies or
No,
just
no,
like
you get
mauled
mauled.
to death?
Getting mauled.
Yeah, right. I heard a lot of people die from. I think. Man, I hope I get this right. I'm gonna have to look it up. More people die from coconuts landing on their head than get sharks.
Oh, that's true.
shark
Yes,
attacks,
yes.
which is
Very
crazy.
common. More people get killed by vending machines in America, shaking them,
God,
and then they
dude.
fall on you and die.
How cringy! What a way to go.
No,
And also,
I know.
I mean, look, this is only like me thinking, but I feel like if a vending machine was gonna fall on me, you'd. I don't know. Would you
I
ever
think
put
they're in a
yourself in a
hysterical
position?
rage.
Yeah. Would you ever put yourself in a position where you're flat and the weight of it on you? I feel like you'd be like
They're
angled.
just shaking it like that.
You'd have that little pyramid action going on, and you'd lever it up and shake it.
No, they're just like rage machine like this until it kills you.
How long until vending machines are fully phased out?
No idea. They're
Cool.
always going to be a thing because now
Yeah?
they sell charges.
I guess
You can get
snacks
pre-charged
and
power
soft
bank.
drinks aren't that popular anymore.
Drinks for sure. I use it all the time.
Really?
Oh, so if I'm dying,
Money bags.
If I'm dying of thirst and there's nothing around, yep, I'll do it.
When are you dying of thirst?
Plenty of times.
You're out.
Sometimes I'm like, okay, for instance, I go a bike ride.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring water.
Yeah,
I
fair
can't
enough,
fit
fair
it in a
enough.
shop.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to buy a bottle of water and drink it.
I guess you're exerting yourself.
Look at this
I'm picturing you just
bringing
walking
this,
around
like,
going to a sock.
I will not be thirsty. I'm not going to wait till I get home.
This water at home.
Yeah.
Daniel,
Mm-hmm.
did you ever have an imaginary friend?
No, did you?
I didn't, and I wondered why. I mean, it could just be pop culture, but why are imaginary friends so popular in movies and things growing up? And why do you think? Why do you think a lot of kids have imaginary friends?
A way of coping, I think.
Yeah.
There's also a theory that you have an imaginary friend. It's like you're seeing the spiritual realm as a child.
Because supposedly young children and animals can see the spirits.
Your brains, they've actually already done the studies and shown that your brain is in a different state when you're a child.
Mm.
So when you're waking up in the morning, you're in alpha waves, and then you move into beta and then theta waves, and then theta is like the working waves.
If Andrew Tate was hearing this, he'd be like, I'm in alpha waves all day long.
All day, son.
Yeah, he'd say some dumb shit like that.
It's deep meditative. You can get back to alpha waves.
Right.
But in your now as adult, and when you're a child, though, they found that you're always in alpha.
Interesting.
Until you get a little bit older, then you move into the beta waves, then the theta waves and all that.
You're pure. You haven't been corrupted yet.
Not that. It's that
thinking
your brain
you're
is
thinking just
not
nice.
as it's mature as it can be. And it's not in the working mindset. It's your brain needs to be in a different state to learn as much as it possibly can.
Oh, okay, right. Interesting. Are you saying for us, we have a higher chance of learning things in the morning? Because we're in the alpha.
Yes. Your subconscious, you
Interesting.
can take in more. I've done studies about this. I've looked into it for my mental health. It's like the first thing you should do every morning is about 1 hour of meditation, 1 hour of relaxation.
Not learning?
Nope. Or you can read.
Because you can absorb it
Yeah,
better?
you can read. A lot of people read the first thing in the morning or right before bed. The best thing to do though in the morning is to like, if you want to set yourself up for success, do the thing that's going to be the most beneficial for you in the morning. So for instance, for me, it's relaxation, meditation, yoga, that type of thing. It's usually first thing in the morning for me.
Yeah, nice.
Deep breathing, that type of stuff.
Yeah, cool. That's cool that they did a study about that. So you think that is helping them expand themselves to see into a realm that we can't see?
So that's the idea. It's that they... that's the idea. I think it's that one. It's a coping mechanism. Two, they're seeing some sort of spiritual ghosts. If you believe in that stuff, some people say having an imaginary friend sometimes is an indication you're being abducted by aliens. If you believe in that stuff,
Interesting.
it's like you talk to them because they're like kind of like aliens are like that spiritual kind of being that kind of seem to phase in and out of reality. That's what people talk about. So I think that it's probably most likely it's a way of coping. For a child,
I guess
figuring things out. Because sometimes you'll talk to yourself, and imagine as a child you could have daydreams powerful enough to be hallucinations almost.
I guess I've only really seen depictions of it in movies and stuff like that, and the kids usually like straight full blown like playing with an imaginary friend, and you're like,
oh yeah.
what is
No, I've
going
heard
on?
stories about that too, but I've really never spoke to anyone that told me they had it happen to them.
I don't know if maybe it is a big pop culture thing. You know, it's depicted a lot more in movies and
I've read
shows.
stuff online, people saying that they had that experience, like they'd always the wife's nephew would claim he would see something running around the house.
Something or someone.
A person. He'd be like, and point and like say he would call it a name.
Wow.
He'd be like, it's like, it's running.
Yeah,
and they're like, what the hell? There's nothing there.
That's crazy, man. That's awesome.
He said what happened. She said it happened quite a few times.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
Do you think it has something to do with how we're talking about the multiverses and how things are happening at the same time, just in different dimensions?
Totally, man. All right, you want to hear some trippy stuff? I heard this story.
Lay it on me.
Maybe you know it. So I read, this was a story I came across online, and there's a story about this guy who did DMT.
Yep.
And he said...
Joe Rogan.
No, it wasn't Joe Rogan. Unfortunately. It was Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Rogan.
Yeah, this guy had hair.
This guy had hair.
Yeah, nice.
So this guy did DMT, and every single time he did DMT, he said he saw a dancing blue woman. And he said every single time, no matter what he did, he'd see this dancing blue woman, they'd dance, and he'd like have a great time with her. But no matter what he did DMT quite a few times, and he said no matter what, she was there. She was always with him. She knew him. He gave her a name. I can't remember what he called it. But he would go to this spiritual realm, and she would talk about the multiverse and the universes and how our universe is just like a pocket inside of, you know, this realm, and there's so much more that we don't know and stuff like that, right? Then he had a mate come over. He didn't do the DMT, but his mate's like, I'm gonna do the DMT, blah blah blah. He starts tripping out, and then he goes, I'm seeing some stuff, and he goes, yeah, okay, cool. And he goes, one thing that's crazy right now is I'm seeing a blue woman, and she keeps saying she knows you.
Whoa! And did the guy...
He didn't mention a thing.
Mention at all.
Didn't mention a thing.
Wow.
She says, I don't know, dude. She keeps saying she knows you and wants to talk to you.
I have heard a lot of... Well, specifically with DMT experiences, people do see the same things. They see these elf creatures.
But how crazy is that when you're saying, all right, I'm seeing a person.
Yeah.
And they know you. That's like, you can't be making that stuff up at that point.
Dude, I just thought of a theory. What if there are several beings in this realm that we're talking about, and we're the first civilization to evolve to a point where we're starting to just poke into that, where there's like a huge amount of like different beings in this area, like they're advanced. What if we're the first race to physically evolve to a point where we're starting to reach that level now? Everyone's already there. There's people behind us as well on other planets. And we're just starting to poke into that realm.
I don't feel like we're going that way.
No?
I feel like we're going the opposite.
I feel like, I definitely feel like, we were there.
I feel like you got to be more spiritual.
Yeah. You gotta be off.
But
tech.
I am totally in for of your idea, though. in terms of that there's this other realm and there's like this consciousness that we got to do, and doing with technology and stuff, all this the stuff that we
Yeah.
do is going in the opposite direction.
I mean, when we say aliens, we're not talking about little green men specifically.
yeah. I know.
It could be
Could be anything.
these different realm beings, interdimensional beings.
Could be fifth dimensional beings like us in Interstellar.
I like that, man. I like
Could
that.
be.
I was thinking, man, another quantum shower thought I had.
Go.
If there was a civilization collapse, what are the chances that we'll develop similar genres of music again? Or would they be extremely
Completely
different?
different. I think-
Because, you got to understand the instruments that we have are created from things that we had physically could touch, right? Woodwinds and stuff like that.
This is what I
Would have
I
been by
think.
accident.
I think it's heavily based upon what materials you have on your planet.
But it would be
and
the same planet.
atmosphere. Without air, you couldn't make a trumpet.
Hmm.
So you need to have the exact conditions that we have on Earth to do it again.
Say colony collapse.
Yeah.
There's a,
There's a rebirthing of civilization,
Yes.
but we're all on Earth.
yeah, we're all.
I think you'd find very similar
I
instruments
have a
again.
feeling as well because
because
even
it's
though
the
we're
material
and we're also
the
humans,
atmosphere.
we'd also be humans still. So we know. I can't remember the exact study, but they said that there's so many different combinations you can make in music, but musicians stay within this very finite area. And it's because it's just what kind of sounds good. You can make a lot of other nice sounds, but it's like this little small pocket that we keep using in music
And
over
it's
and over
all
again.
got to do with the harmonics of atmosphere, Earth. If you went on, if your planet is made of helium, and you got helium as your atmosphere, everything sounds very high pitched to us.
Yeah,
But on their planet, they've evolved to listen to helium. Could sound completely different.
yeah.
It really depends. It's all the factor of perfection of being human and growing up on Earth. On Moon, you couldn't blow a trumpet. You couldn't even strum a guitar. There would be no air to shoot it off.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to make an instrument that you could understand on you can't use sound waves. What are you supposed to do? Could we use magnets or
Vibration.
something? Vibration, magnets. It's not even going to make sound.
You would
How the hell would you do that?
you'd be the music would be you'd hum, and everyone would have a device to feel the vibrations of your throat, and they're like, this guy humming some good shit. Yeah. Start a car.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, I'm going to hit you with something else.
Yeah, dude.
As long as you're done.
I'm done.
Okay. All right. I'm going to tell you about this story of a guy named William Reich who studied how sex affects the weather.
Oh,
Crazy boy, crazy man. Look at this man right there. That is just crazy level right there, as you can see.
we'll bring it up on the screen for those watching. This guy's hair looks like a bird.
Yep.
Nicolas Cage style.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay. He was a psychoanalyst in the 1940s who had really focused on sexuality.
Okay.
Wilhelm Reich believed that the human libido had its own crazy kung fu type chi energy.
Okay.
He called it orgone because humpricity was the name
Humpricity?
he was saving for his rock band.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All
He
right.
built orgone accumulators, boxes made of metal, steel, wool, and various other pulled out of his ass materials so that people could sit inside and absorb all that sexy orgone goodness.
Okay.
Orgone was so awesome it caused weather, the sky being blue, gravity, and sexuality. So you really liked sex. But everything good has its downside, and apparently orgone radiation was pestered by an opposite force called the deadly orgone radiation that caused plants around Wilhelm's lab to die and menacing clouds to form.
This is his own studies.
Yeah.
And this is his writings.
Yeah.
No one observing his stuff. This is just him being like, this is exactly
him
what
just
happened.
as a scientist, getting money for this, by the way, getting paid to do this.
That's the part I have a hard time believing.
This is the 1940s, don't forget. Everyone's just like, science is mad.
Imagine being a scientist and getting mad bucks and you're writing dumb shit like that. Amazing.
We wish we were making this up. Wilhelm made it up, but we didn't. Anyway, to combat the deadly orgone, Wilhelm did what any rational man would do. He built a cloud buster. A bunch of tubes that had cables leading to water. He pretty much just got crazier from there. This is what the instrument looked like. It just looks like a weird artillery gun with tubes going into the sky.
It looks like he went to a church, stole the organ, and then attached it to a trebuchet.
That's straight up what it looks like.
Yeah.
Laugh All You Want by Wilhelm talked to Albert Einstein into studying his orgone accumulator.
He's $100,000 and 3 women from my test subjects.
Yeah, just come talk about
Come
this.
check it out.
Come talk to this.
Yeah.
And say it's good.
Yeah.
And the pair spent some time measuring the device to see if it could in fact draw energy from Einstein's boner.
What?
Yes.
Damn.
So that thing what you're seeing was pointed directly at Einstein's dick, and they're shooting it into the sky to say he could break clouds with Einstein's fucking DBE energy, bro.
Jeez, dude.
Sorry, BDE energy.
Was he, did he have any stimulus? Was the guy just being like, get hard now.
knows?
Get hard right now.
We were
for science, get hard.
We're going out on a limb and saying that Einstein was drunk off his ass the entire project.
Wow, dude. I can't believe he got him to go there and then also just get hard on.
You know, he's like the DJ Khaled of the science world because
Dude,
he's
he is.
straight up with the OGs going, Einstein's doing my shit.
Gravity did.
What do you think? I commend this man.
I commend him for getting away with that.
Straight up.
That's amazing. And you just know he was having so much sex for study.
Oh, yeah.
And he would have just been like,
It's all
putting
for
up
science.
flyers around the campus,
Yeah,
being like,
hot women.
I am doing some studies. Please come to my office.
And I'm going to like sexually change the weather with my
Yeah,
power.
you're so powerful.
Dude, he's probably walking around going, my dick changed
And
and
then,
make
like,
the sun come out.
Before his appointment, he quickly looks at the newspaper. All right, it's going to be sunny today. Lady, when we have sex right now, you're going to make the sun come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled of the science world.
Yeah,
I
wow.
thought it was so interesting, and I thought this guy is just a beast because he's just a fake it till you make it. What do I got to worry about when this guy's claiming that?
Was there a downfall? Did he
That
get...
there wasn't much writing on it. I didn't
Yeah,
look
right.
too hugely into it, but this was the story I came across, and I thought it was hilarious.
He's going to get Ron Jeremy
Yeah,
when he got older.
maybe.
Straight up in jail. Wow, dude. I was skimming, I think, a Google alert thing. Not a Google alert, like one of those Google News ads.
Yeah.
Apparently, the video for Rhythm Nation by Janis Jackson, 1989's hit single, apparently has the capability to crash older laptops. News of the technical oddity was brought to light last week by Microsoft chief software engineer Raymond Chen, who re-encountered the story via his blog. Let's see. I think older models of laptops...
How would you be playing the video?
I think it's the speakers just destroyed this specific song. Just
The tonality, like,
just
did some
destroyed it.
sort of like crazy Mojo Jojo.
So, according to Chen, investigators looked into the issue, discovering that the problem was due to the vibration resonance, which effectively means that the increased vibrations can ultimately result in a structural failure. Famously, resonance of this magnitude is behind the 1940 collapse of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge in US. Wow, okay.
The song's so powerful, it broke a bridge.
Yeah. Oh,
What
well,
the
that's
hell?
that specific resonance. So I think her song reaches that, and older laptops have just gone
Blew up.
kaput. Yep.
That's one powerful song.
And
It's so crazy. It's a pop song. It's not even like a tone song where it's like, and then, shatters glass.
yeah, it's pretty
What
interesting.
the hell? Can you... we're not going to play it.
No, I don't, yeah. And,
But
I don't
you'll have to show me after because I don't even know the song. But did you test on your laptop?
I didn't, man. I actually got scared.
You should
I
pump
actually
it
got scared.
full volume and go, music was too powerful. My laptop.
Come on, it's time to get serious. I don't know if I'm sure if I hear it, I'll probably be familiar with the song.
Whoa, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish that.
I wish my laptop blew up.
Yeah, I got. Reminded me of. Did you ever watch Brainiac as a kid? The show with the guy from Top Gear.
I did.
Yeah, it was kind of weird faux science
that
stuff.
British show.
Yeah. And they had a section where they talked about brown noise.
This is so strange, dude. That's the first thing that came to my mind when you said Brainiac. I was just before you said that, I was going to say the one thing I remember from that show was them testing brown noise.
Yeah, they tested brown noise.
That's when I found out
and
about it.
They scared the shit out of me because they're going,
Literally.
if you turn up your speakers too loud, it'll make you shit
It gave
yourself.
a little warning. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, oh no.
I
And
was so worried.
I got so
remember clenching
worried.
up.
Yeah, I remember getting so scared and running upstairs. I'm like, I don't want to hear the noise. It was so scary.
I remember like putting the volume down, but then being so curious, and I was just clenching my butt cheeks.
So I found out that the noise itself doesn't actually, like listening to the sound audibly doesn't shit your pants, but if you pump the sound out through gigantic speakers, that the vibration could actually shatter your
So
colon.
it can be a lot of different songs that just have a certain frequency,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
just go whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah. So, but then MythBusters tried to do it.
Yeah.
I remember they had an entire speaker system built around Jamie, who had
Of
his
course,
pants off and a
yeah.
nappy on.
Because it's more funny if it was him.
It is, right? And then
It's too serious.
he looks freaking Muppet. And oh wait, which one's Jamie?
The moustache.
Yeah, okay. Then
Yeah.
I'm thinking the right guy. Yeah, and so they got around Jamie, and they had the speakers pumping so vibration that he was talking, and it's like, and he said
Oh,
it was
right,
like
right.
intense vibration, but he didn't poop.
I feel like that would fuck your heart up.
No, your heart's like too powerful, man. The only thing that can really fuck it up is like
Like
so
the rhythm of it.
Nah,
His bass just
outside
going.
stimulates. No. The only thing that can really screw it up is electricity.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's when they say they don't put those little muscle pads on your chest.
Oh no,
'cause
no,
it'll fuck your heartbeat
Yeah,
up.
yeah. That's legit.
Yeah, yeah.
The tensing machines. That's what they do across your chest for defibrillation.
They did a lot of butt tests on that show. I remember they did one where they tried to measure how liquid someone's fart could be to the point of a shit by them drinking soft drink only. And
Mythbusters or Brainiac?
Brainiac.
All right.
And I think they got like these bunch of test subjects and to drink different amounts of liquids or different types of liquids, and the guy was drinking soft drink and it's got like the mic and it's like just wet.
Oh
He's like,
god.
I think I shattered myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh wow, okay.
I'll check it out. Ready?
Oh dude. For those of you watching, Daniel's got the 5-finger death socks on.
Look at that toe control now. Look at that.
Dude, you look like that guy that we brought up on a few episodes ago. He's gonna start multitasking. You're gonna be turning on these little.
I'll give you the thumbs up.
Yeah, nice, dude. And how does the air feel in between them toes there?
Pretty good.
You gonna hold a cigarette in
the
those?
space that I can create now with that.
It's nice, dude. And is it like wearing gloves? You got to tuck each toe in. Is it hard to just pull the socks on?
I got it on today real smooth with one of the feet, but the other one you got to like just feed them in.
Yeah.
It's not as easy because you don't have the dexterity of a glove where you can maneuver each finger really
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
As I'm using it more, it's getting easier.
Yeah,
I
nice.
feel like as I can spread my toes more and shove it in.
I got that dexterity on my feet. I don't know why. I've showed my boss and he said I have flippers. They're
Oh
just
god.
flat and wide, and I
Can
can
you
move.
do this?
I
I got to do this toe yoga where it's like you raise your just your big toe like that on each foot.
Yeah.
So you keep your foot flat and then just the big toe, and then you lower your big toe and raise the others. So you go like that while keeping your foot flat.
This is next level.
Can
man.
you do that? So just
I'm gonna try
show me. So you go like that and just raise your big toe. So like that, just the big toe only, and then you swap it and then do the other one. Oh, you can. You got great dexterity. You're better than me.
Maybe it's the flat feet. I don't know. I'm doing.
I got flat feet, but they're getting less flat. I walk with them today now. No pain. I'm doing it. I'm evolving before your eyes.
No gain.
I'm becoming more man than man.
Well, some would say you're going ape-like.
Could be. I'll be that guy with the fingers soon.
You're the guy. Yeah, I'm saying that you're multitask. You're gonna be like on the podcast turning
I'm
this
straight
stuff,
up typing.
typing with two hands, and you're checking your phone with your foot, and you know,
Yeah.
changing the volume.
Sorry, I
with the
interrupted
foot.
what you were saying before.
What was I
To
saying?
show you my foot.
What was I saying?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I was too focused on my foot.
The foot is interesting, dude. Let's see.
I saw a guy. I was going to say I saw a guy change his entire car engine with his feet because he had no arms. He did the whole thing.
Well, yeah, you develop get reliant on it. You know, I
yeah,
guess.
of course. It
yeah.
wasn't as easy for him. You got to use 2 feet for almost everything because obviously you cannot squeeze a gun.
I can imagine opening a twist top.
Dude, he
Very
was
hard.
like this with his fingers, his toes, 2 toes like that, and spinning nuts off like it was nothing. Dude, he would
to
like
get to that point would
pry
be
up
so
the-
tiring.
Pry up the nut with one hand, get the impact wrench with the other, put it on, and go. Pew, pew, pew.
Oh my god,
was
dude, that's
cool.
crazy. I'd be so tired in your feet doing that.
Yeah, but you build up.
Wow, do you remember at stages in your life in high school when you're gaming for so long and the pad on where your thumb is would get tired from too much gaming?
This didn't happen to me, my friend.
Too much gaming. This guy's got so much muscles in his hands. I got a
This
bit. I
happened
got a
to
bit
you
sore.
what, on controller only?
Yeah, on a controller only. I used to get a bit sore from the joysticks
Interesting.
when I was younger.
What game?
I played a
Halo.
lot of Crash Bandicoot. This is before that. I played a lot of Crash Bandicoot Warped, Spyro the Dragon, a little bit of V Rally, and Need for Speed Hot Pursuit.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I was a PC boy.
From the get-go. I did play a little bit of PC. Oh, you know what?
And Nintendo. Nintendo.
Those listeners can help me with that game I was telling you about
Oh,
that
yes.
I cannot find.
Oh, describe it. Go.
Okay, I played this game on, I'm going to guess, Windows 98 when I was young.
Blobbo.
I had the disc for it, and the front cover was like a dude that was like a ninja, but it was like a medieval looking game, and he's again, you know, like a assassin from like medieval times, and he's the image of the game from front cover is like if you were to look down the wall of a castle, and he's scaling the castle walls with like a knife in his mouth, and it
Oh,
was
no. What platform?
a PC.
Okay.
And the game was, I mean, I was a kid,
Was
but
it
the
90s?
mechanics, yeah, I would say it was not late 90s.
All right.
The mechanics of the game was tough because it almost was like you'd take one step at a time. And I remember this, I would die instantly. As soon as I entered the game, I was like under this castle, there was this green slime thing. It'd attack you, it'd be like that devastating music, like, and you'd just collapse and die. And some people...
Was it a realistic game or very cartoonish graphics?
Oh, that's tough, dude. I mean,
Was it
was
trying
side-on.
to... Oh, it was a
Side-scroll.
side scroll game.
Side scroll. I feel like it was like that Mortal Kombat vibe, where it was like a little bit realistic looking, a bit
This?
side on. No, it was more.
More Mega Man?
No, not like 8-bit.
That?
No, it had more graphics than that. Picture a bit more zoomed in, and one baddie at a time.
This?
And it's tough because I'm not even familiar with getting past the first level.
All right.
I'm hoping someone can help me with this.
It's got to
game.
be a DOS game.
I did find it once, couldn't find it ever again. And there's another game. I don't know what it would have been called, but it would have been so old. Is at the time where like 3D were just panes of like just 2D in like a CAD program, and you would go down like corridors, and you could like see the textures like skew,
Yeah.
and you were just this like hovercraft in these like weird maze levels, and you would just like be shooting another hovercraft, but like it would be like such bad 3D where you'd be like that, and then like the
It looks like the world warps around.
yeah,
you.
it's like it skews the walls.
It's
as
like
you're
the
turning.
fake 3D in Duke
Really-
Nukem.
yeah,
Where
like
you look
Duke
up,
Nukem, yeah.
where you look up, and it's just literally just making all the textures do that instead of
Yeah.
actually looking up.
Exactly like Duke Nukem.
Yeah. I remember that.
That type of 3D.
Yeah.
It's like very. If you were to look at like just on like an angle, you'd just see a bunch of flat planes, just 2D shit.
That's exactly.
Yeah, moving shaders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one game like that. It was a Duke Nukem, but I always used to look at the back of the cover and go, "Oh, I want to play all these other games that are on there, but I never will."
Well, yeah, whatever you had was that was it. But it sounded like your dad was like a big computer tech dude.
He
so
was.
He would have had
like,
a bunch of games.
He bought us stuff.
Yeah.
I never really asked for much, but sometimes we get like I played a lot of demo discs. I used to
Yeah,
get
dude, demos was
PC
the
Mag
shit.
World.
Right.
PC Mag.
Never had it.
It was like a dad used to get it all the time, and it was a open up the I really used to enjoy it because it would tell you everything latest and greatest coming out about PC stuff, because
Yeah.
dad always was using it for his business and
Yeah.
whatever, genuinely interested in it. But came with a disc every month, and that disc had a lot of demo software on it. So
Right.
it's like, hey, try this software for your taxes, or try this software for this. But some of the discs, a lot of the discs came with games, like demo games, and there was like Age of Empires, there was a demo, and there was
so
a
good,
world
dude.
of Worms World Party.
Yeah.
And that was like my favorite. I just reinstalled that like 100 times. So I can keep playing.
I didn't have Worms at home, but I had it at school, and I remember playing that so much. Dude, I remember I played... You got like a mini version of Age of Empires in Nutri-Grain box.
Yes.
And-
No, that was the full game.
Was it the full game?
It was the full game.
I played that to death, dude.
Yeah.
And I never really played it properly like a campaign. I would just put a bunch of cheats in.
Oh, yeah,
Pepperoni Pizza, Big Daddy,
Yeah.
Photon Man, I'd
I
hit it
love
all
how
up,
we
dude.
still remember those.
Yeah, because you'd punch him in so many times, dude. You'd like make a gazillion photon men, and then you just hear like you just have like innocent animals, and then all these lasers just going, and there's just tree
The
lopping.
fact that they put it in
Yeah.
is so cool.
And like the Big Daddy car,
Yeah, it was so quick and just annihilate the whole army like
that
one
was fun,
car.
man. Yeah,
Or then you have the priest steal the car and you're like, that's it, I'm making 10 more.
yeah,
This is going,
Oh, true, true.
Ululu, ululu.
yeah. Did someone call for the doctor?
And he used to steal my shit. And I'd be like, no, kill him.
Wow, that was a full game.
That was a full game.
That
Came in
is
the Nutrigrain box. I was like,
awesome,
Mum,
man.
get it.
That is awesome that we got that. I think
I bought the expansion in, you know, those once a week, sometimes they would have at school or once a month. They had these like magazines you could put money in towards and the kids would get like stuff, toys and stuff discounted.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was like a little
Was
flip
it like Lucky
magazine.
something?
Yeah, Lucky.
Had a little cat, had a little black and white cat on the as a logo.
Something like that.
I know
And,
what you're talking about. People, the 90s kids right now are yelling at the screen, being like, it's blah, blah, blah. I do remember, because my mum would, you get like stationery or games. Or,
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Yeah, and
It was like a kid's
they
catalogue.
had the expansion one time. They had the expansion for Age of Empires, and I was like, "Mom, I gotta get it. It's only like $6." I'm like getting it. And she's like,
$6!
okay, yep, and gave me the money. The next day I went to school. I was like, yep, I want this. And he's
Awesome.
like, cool, yep. And then it came like a week later. I was like, oh, fuck.
Dude, my cousin, I always used to get my mind blown, because growing up I only had a Sega Mega Drive 2 until year 6 when I got my first PS1. And so all my games were rented that were just always just Sega Mega Drive games. And my cousin had the expansion of Sonic and Knuckles, but the way it worked was there was this like cartridge adapter which you would clip on Sonic and Knuckles on top of the cartridge that's already in the game, and then Knuckles would get introduced into the storyline. And it
Wow.
would blow my fucking mind, dude. Because I
You
only
just
had
felt like you've like hacked the Matrix, man.
dude. Because I only had Sonic 1 and 2. I think it was on a double feature cartridge, and I never had Sonic and Knuckles. And Knuckles was the shit. It was such a cool character, and I'd always go over his house to play it. And I just would love to see you just running, and then there's a point where Knuckles gets introduced, and then like the whole world shifts. I remember it's like this like orangey yellow leafy area, and that was
that's when
crazy. I'll try and find
you
a
know,
picture.
It's it just you always had that one character that you're like, I want to be that character. He looks so cool, so
Yeah.
badass. It was a game for me in Mystical Ninja, starring Goman, which was the most underrated game on the N64, and I feel like it was better than Super Mario 64. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, dude, and that was
You're plugging in.
that was so cool to me. I was like, wow, this is insane. I've never seen anything like that. Even
It's
the
cool that
the logo
they
for Sonic
must
and
have
Knuckles.
they must have had that pre-planned that you could get the Knuckles in that way.
Well, it looks like you have to plug in the Sonic and Knuckles first, and then equip your Sonic game on top of it, so it reads your Sonic game through it, and then they write him in somehow but like
So-
it's seamless. Like you're running, and then like the scenery just changes, and he's introduced. And I remember because he could glide, you could control his gliding, and it was just shift left and right. And if you held it, I feel like from my memory, if you could keep him flying at the screen, there would be a point where he'd just die. Because he's coming off the 2D realm.
Oh, okay.
I'll see if I can find a picture of that. I don't know. Maybe it's just a weird, vague memory of mine, and it never existed.
You're never gonna find it.
Maybe it didn't exist. Maybe you know when you're a kid, you just think like, oh, what happens? I can keep him centered at the screen instead of just rotating left and right. What if he just dies? I don't know. Maybe it's just a vague memory of mine.
Cool either way.
Yeah, very, very cool. He was a cool character. Okay, this
I
is
never
just-
played Sonic much. Just at my uncle's house. It's pretty lit though.
I played Sonic.
Streets
and-
of Rage was my one.
Yeah, Streets of Rage was sick, and The Lion King. I
Ah.
played a lot of Lion King.
That's cool.
That's a cool game. And a bit of Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All games were pretty good back then. Even the adaptation games were good. Now, if you can imagine
Yeah.
a Lion King game now, it'd suck.
It would be pretty shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it'd suck.
But back then, they were the shit. They were like the
Yeah.
best platformers.
Tarzan and all that
Aladdin.
sort of stuff. Do you know what game was sick, actually? That was pretty good for like a 3D game, the Toy Story game.
Yeah. On
That
the
was-
PS1?
yeah.
Oh, I love that
That was
game.
awesome.
That was so cool, like how you would felt
So much
toy
variety.
sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of different stuff, and the levels are pretty hard.
Yeah, very,
and I
very
thought,
hard.
oh, this is pretty cool.
And Bugs Life as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bugs Life was tough, man.
I played that on the N64 a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, those were some good games. and
Really
they were
good,
all
man.
adaptions, and I thought that those were
We
sick.
should have a day and do those types of games
Retro
and do
gaming.
Death by Death. You know, you pass the controllers in.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
I'll load some up.
Hell yeah, dude.
Let's do it.
You son of a bitch.
I think that's all we got time for, my friend.
Oh, well, that was a good episode, man.
Went quick.
Well, thank you for
always
watching, everyone. We'll catch you next time, and don't forget, we put the good things in so you can wear the Domino grin.
See you guys.
See you next time.
Bye.